These are the examples for Geometry B, Credit 3, Lesson 16.1. Lesson 16.1, we're talking about circumference and area of a circle. Circumference is the distance around the edge or around the outside of the circle. Area is measuring the space inside the circle. So let's jump into the examples. They're asking us to find the circumference and area for each circle listed. We're going to use 3.14 for pi and then round our answer to the nearest tenth. Nearest tenth is 1 decimal place. And remember to indicate the units. So when we write our final answer, we're going to put in yards in the case of circumference. And remember, area is always in square units, so we're going to use square yards when we write that final answer. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So again, pi is 3.14. 2 is just part of the formula. So 2 is always going to be there. Let's make this look a little bit nicer. And the radius, of course, here is 28. Remember, radius is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. So now we start multiplying. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28. And then 6.28 times 28 gives us 175.84. Now, remember, we were told to round to the nearest tenth. That is the first decimal place. And remember how we round, or remember when we do round, let's back up a step. So this can either stay 175.8 or go up to 175.9. Well, which is it? Well, we look to the next number. Remember, our stay numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The go up numbers are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So since the next number that tells us how to round is a stay number, it's a 4, we're going to stay at 175.8. In other words, had this been a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then this would have went up to 9. Remember to indicate the unit, which is yards, and there's our answer, 175.8 yards. All right, next is area. So once again, we're going to substitute 3.14 in for pi. The radius is 28, so we have 28, running out of room here, 28 squared. All right, now there's 2 things going on here. Multiplication, remember parentheses next to each other indicates multiplication, and the exponent. Order of operations tells us to do the exponent first. Now, intuitively, we want to typically work things the way we read, like left to right. But again, since order of operations tells us exponents first, we're going to do the exponent first. 28 squared, remember what 28 squared means. It means 28 times itself, or 28 times 28, and that gives us 784. So we have 3.14 times 784, which results in 2,461.76. All right, so now we're going to round again to the nearest tenth, and our next number is a 6. Now, so our options are to stay 2,461.7 or go up to 0.8. Well, what is it? Well, our next number is, remember, go up numbers are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is a 6, so this is a go up number. So our final answer, our final rounded answer, 2,461.8 square yards. Remember, area is in square units. So area is always in square units. All right, so now that's it for number 1. For number 2, we're doing the same thing. The difference on number 2, though, is they do not give us the radius. So the radius, remember, is that distance from the center to the edge of the circle. What they give us in number 2 is the diameter. So we have an extra step at the beginning. It's a quick one, but it's an important one, is to find the radius. And so whenever you know the diameter, the radius is just equal to whatever the diameter is divided by 2, because the diameter is made up of 2 radiuses, or 2 radii, however you'd say that. Let's say 2 radiuses. So we've got 46.2 divided by 2, and that gives us 23.1. So our radius is 23.1. So that's what we're going to be using in both circumference and area when we substitute the radius, 23.1. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So once we do that, it's the same work as the other as number one, but let's go ahead and work through it just as another example. So once again, as if we're not leaving it in terms of pi, we always substitute 3.14 for pi, and then our radius is 23.1. Multiplying 2 times 3.14 again is 6.28. And then we're going to multiply 6.28 times 23.1. So we're going to get out our calculator, and we do that, and we get 145.068. And once again, they want us to round to the nearest tenth. And actually, we don't even need the 8. So let's get rid of the 8 because we only need the next number after the place where we're rounding. The next number is a 6. Remember, 6 is a go-up number. And so the options here, remember too, we should say this first, are to stay 145.0 or go up to 145.1. Again, 6 is a go-up number, so we're going to go up to 145.1. Once again, our unit is yards, so our circumference here, 145.1 yards. All right, now for the area, pi, of course, again, is 3.14. And our radius is 23.1. And don't forget, it's radius squared, so it's 23.1 squared. All right, so let's go ahead and start working this out. Remember, just like the last one, order of operations tells us exponents first and then multiply. So we do 23.1 squared. Now, what is 23.1 squared? Well, again, it's 23.1 times 23.1, and we get, double check that, yes, 533.61. Notice we're not rounding within the problem. I just want to kind of point that out. If you round before you get to the end of the problem, you risk, and likely will happen, your answer is going to be slightly off depending on how you round. So whatever the decimal is, we're going to write out the whole decimal. Fortunately, it's only 2 decimal places here, but we don't want to do any rounding during the problem. All right, so now we're going to multiply 3.14 times 533.61, and we get 1,675.5354. But again, now this is our answer, so we only need one more place than the place when we're rounding, than the place that we're rounding to. So we're rounding to the nearest tenth. We only need the next number, which is a 3. 3 is a stay number. Remember, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are your stay numbers. So the options here were to stay 0.5 or go up to 0.6. So since that's a stay number, we'll stay 0.5. So our final answer, 1,675.5, and that's area, so it's in square units, 1,675.5 square yards, and that's our answer for that one. All right, so that's it for the examples for lesson 16.1. As always, pause, rewind the videos as needed, and I'm sure you're going to do great with this work. And until the next video, take care and God bless.